Okay, hi everyone. I would request everyone to please turn on their cameras. Okay, good evening everyone joining us from different parts of the world. A very warm welcome to the day 3 of the 5th International Conference on Universal Threats in Experts Application and Solution, as we fondly call it, the UNI-TEAS 2026. I am Hansika Dabas, and it's an absolute pleasure to moderate today's online session. This prestigious conference is being organized by Shree KKarni University College, Apex University, and Panipat Institute of Engineering and Technology, managed by KK Consultancy Services India, and supported by University of Rajasthan, ACM Jaipur chapter, All India Council for Technical Education, and Computer Society of India, Jaipur chapter. This year, we received an overwhelming response with over 300 paper submissions from across the globe. After filtering out AI-generated and plagiarized content and a rigorous peer review process by our expert panel, only the top 80 papers were selected for presentation. And based on their performance and the recommendations of our session chairs, these selected papers will be published by Springer Nature. The first half of the day of the conference of that is 16th of February 2026, we had an incredible series of keynotes, paper presentations, award ceremony, and discussions that truly embodied the spirit of innovation and inclusivity offline in Jaipur. As we step into the later half of day 3, that is 18th February 2026, we carry forward that same enthusiasm, ready to dive deeper into thought-provoking sessions and interactive presentations that will continue to shape the future of intelligent systems and digital security. With that, I'm pleased to introduce our session chair for this segment. First of all, I would like to introduce our session chair first, Amit Bindal, sir, Professor of Maharishi, Markandeshwar, deemed to be University of Mullana, Haryana. Sir, would you like to speak some words? Might be the
Okay. Yeah, hello everyone. I'm on first. This information values. I'm not to explain why this is causing the picture available. But the using this often.
So I guess there is some network issue from your side. Whenever the network is connected, you can take over the virtual stage. Till the time, I'll introduce the session chair second. That is Salini Suresh ma'am, the Associate Professor at Jain Online University in Bengaluru. Ma'am, would you like to speak some words?
Hi, good afternoon. A very good afternoon to all. And congratulations for the organizers of UNI-TEAS 2026, the 5th International Conference. And thank you so much, Vijay Singh Rathore, sir, for giving this opportunity to be in the esteemed panel of this wonderful conference. All the best for all the participants.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such warm words. Now, before we proceed further, I would like to share a few important instructions for all the paper presenters to ensure a smooth and timely session. First of all, each presenter has 10 minutes to present, so please stay within the time limit. Second, briefly cover your research context, objectives, methodology, key findings, and conclusion. Third, a short Q&A may follow your talk of 1 to 2 minutes, so keep your responses brief and focused. Fourth, keep your mic muted while you are not speaking. Fifth, stay for the full session to support the fellow presenters also. Now, with the kind permission of our session chairs, we shall now proceed with the paper presentation. I would like to, shall we start, ma'am?
Yes, Hansika, we can start with it.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, first of all, I would like to invite our first presenter of the day, presenting the paper titled development of secure communication protocols for mmWave 6G networks, addressing vulnerabilities and ensuring data integrity in high frequency systems, paper ID 160, presented by Ms. Stuti Bhatt.
Thank you, Hansika. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stuti Bhatt, and I'm assistant professor at Graphicera Hill University, Dehradun. I'll be presenting my work on development of. Let me share my presentation first. Is it visible?
Yes, it is visible. Yeah. Yes, today it is visible.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Wait, just a second. It is stopped. Wait, wait. Ma'am, can you please move forward with other participant? I will be presenting next because my screen got stuck. So sorry. I'll be presenting just next. So sorry.
It's okay, Stuti. Moving forward, I would like to request paper ID 543, paper titled Advanced Artificial Intelligence Techniques for Flood Forecasting for Different Indian River Basins, a review, presented by Mr. Venkateshwaru Challa. So kindly take over this virtual stage.
Yeah, thank you, Ansika. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you for the confirmation. Let me share the screen. Can you please confirm, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
It's visible.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, respected professors. I am Venkateshwar Challa, an assistant professor from the Department of Civil Engineering of Chaitanya Bharati Institute of Technology, Produttur, Andhra Pradesh, India. I will be going to discuss about my paper on advanced artificial intelligence techniques for flood forecasting for different Indian river basins, a review. Floods are among the most frequent and devastating natural disasters in India. Causes for large-scale flooding. That large-scale flooding cause loss of human life, infrastructure damage, agricultural destruction, economic destruction. Major river basins highly vulnerable to extreme monsoonal rainfall. In India, there are mainly two monsoons, southwest monsoon and northwest monsoon. Southwest monsoon is existing in India from June to September, and northeast monsoon is existing in India from mid of October to December. Mainly because of southwest monsoon, heavy rains are there in many states of India. Because of that, flash floods and devastating natural floods will be occurring in India. And then another major vulnerable criteria is high interannual variability, complex river floodplain interactions, rapid urbanization and floodplain encroachment. Because of rapid urbanization and floodplain encroachment also, the water flow or runoff from the rainfall is not able to reach the ocean or sea properly through the river. Because of that urbanization and floodplain encroachment, the floods in urban areas are mainly occurring in India, in many states of India. Challenges in Indian river basin flooding, hydroclimatic and anthropogenic drivers, erratic basin behavior due to intense monsoon dynamics, climate variability, urban expansion, floodplain intrusion, increasing uncertainty in runoff generation, peak discharge timing and estimation of peak discharge, flood extent prediction. Flood extent prediction means the distance of flood waves that can travel from the river to the surrounding floodplain areas. Then coming to major riverine flood events in India from 2000 to present. In 2000, north and northeastern Indian floods were occurred. Severe monsoon flooding along the Brahmaputra and Ganga basins were observed in 2000, affected millions of people across Assam, Bihar, West Bengal, Himachal Pradesh, and other states of India. Tens of thousands of houses, infrastructure damage, and crops were damaged. Hundreds of fatalities were reported in 2000 flood. In 2004, in Assam and Bihar, severe floods were occurred. Heavy rainfall caused the Brahmaputra and tributaries of Brahmaputra to overflow to the surrounding areas. Widespread inundation in eastern and northeastern India. Significant loss of life and property in Assam. In 2005, Maharashtra and Gujarat were floods were occurred in Maharashtra and Gujarat. In Maharashtra, in July 2005, severe floods were occurred. Rivers in central and western India overflowed due to intense monsoon, especially southwest monsoon that was occurred from June to September of every year of Indian monsoon season. Due to that, high fatality, large displacement of infrastructure and June and July of 2005. Due to that, severe flooding in Saurashtra, that means western Gujarat, infrastructure and livelihoods hit hard because of the flooding. In 2007, experienced the severe floods, recurring peak floods chiefly on Kosi, Gandak, and other North Bihar rivers. Large areas submerged, ongoing humanitarian and agricultural impacts. In 2010, Assam experienced the severe floods due to that heavy monsoon rainfall caused major rivers, especially Brahmaputra, to breach the banks of the Brahmaputra in Assam. Hundreds of thousands of people affected in eastern India. In 2012 and 2013, Assam and Uttarakhand were experienced the severe floods. In Assam in 2012, due to Brahmaputra overflow, it led to the extensive inundation in the Brahmaputra valley. In Uttarakhand, in June 2013, severe floods were observed due to cloud bursts and river surges triggered catastrophic flooding and flash floods in the Himalayan river systems. Thousands of fatalities and massive infrastructural loss. Flash floods means these are the intense and sudden floods that will occur in the urban areas within a short period of time. While coming to the next flood that was occurred in Jammu and Kashmir in 2014, prolonged monsoon rains and rising river levels, especially in Jain.
Hi Venkateshwar. Sorry for the interruption. You can start with the literature review, or you can start with your methodology.
Sure, madam.
We will skip this historical data.
Okay, sure. Likewise, there are many different floods were occurred in India for the different parts of India. And while coming to the limitations of traditional hydrological and hydraulic models, physically interpretable, these hydrological models are physically interpretable but difficult to calibrate. They require highly data demanding, computationally intensive. Performance limitations in hydrological and hydraulic models were nonlinear hydrological responses cannot be studied, data scarce basins cannot be studied, rapidly changing boundary conditions, and urban flood environments. Now emerging of AI in flood forecasting from 2020 to 2025, increasing adoption of deep learning models was observed in 2002 to 2025. AI methods address non-linearity, high-dimensional data, spatio-temporal complexity. While coming to the literature review, the key developments in forecasting the flood, the study was done by Lee in 2022. He developed hybrid CNN LSTM models, CNN convolutional neural networks, LSTM, long short-term memory models for forecasting the floods in an area. Improved spatial temporal flood prediction, effective use of satellite precipitation data. While coming to the next literature review, Eptehas and Bonagdari in 2022, they developed noise-resilient hybrid ML systems. They improved the multi-step forecasting of the floods. Nevertal in 2022, they found the importance of data pipelines and the quality control and automated retraining. After that, expansion toward hybrid and physics-aware AI urban flood modeling. The first study was done by Chen et al. In 2023 using CNN LSTM for high-resolution urban flood depth estimation. While coming to the different literature studies that used AI techniques and their suitability for Indian river basins characteristics. For example, for large and medium basins, CNN LSTM or convolution LSTM performed better for Indian river basins. Likewise, for regulated or data scarce basins of Indian rivers, the physics-informed neural networks (PINN) performed better. While coming to deltaic and complex basins, graph neural networks (GNNs) performed better for Indian river basins. These were studied by different authors across the world. Then for urban or state level systems, for urban flooding, federated CNN LSTM performed better. Then while coming to conceptual architecture for AI-based flood forecasting, integrating multi-source hydrometeorological data, first of all, we have to we have to give the input from satellite data, that is precipitation data. Then the input will be given to CNN LSTM or convolution LSTM models. Then it is a deep learning model. Then this input data will be trained. Then after that, it will be tested. For that testing purpose, we have to incorporate physics-informed constraints. These constraints are related to the discharge from the river data and the sensor data that is containing discharge data and depth of the river flow. Like that, these constraints will have to be given. After that, the testing will be done. Then the final output for river discharge or flood discharge will be calculated by using physics-informed deep learning technique. And then these are the different literature articles that were studied related to operational challenges in flood forecasting and AI-based solution. And the operational challenges such as data noise and outliers. In the observed data of stream flow or flood discharge value, if the data noise, that means missing values or outliers are present, then the output will be very less. The accuracy will be very less. In that, robust ML and pre-processing techniques should be used so that the accuracy will be improved to forecast the flood value. After that, for reduced reliability, we can use physics-informed learning. Then, suppose to forecast extreme event prediction like peak flood estimation, we have to go for ensemble and event-weighted loss technique. That was studied by Santosh et al. In 2025. Then, federated and AIoT. AIoT means artificial intelligence-enabled Internet of Things. Sensors were required to go for the deployment of the flood forecasting sensors. Likewise, comparative applicability of advanced AI models across different Indian river basins was observed in my literature review. For large or medium basins such as Ganges, Brahmaputra, and Indus rivers, CNN LSTM models can be performed better. Then for regulated or complex basins such as Kaveri River Basin and Godavari River Basin, physically informed,
So
physics-informed
sorry for
neural network.
interrupting.
Yeah.
So sorry for interrupting. You have only 1 minute left.
Okay, sure. And for urban
That's what I
basins,
told you, sir. You can go to your methodology directly. You have done a literature review. Now you go to your methodology. What are the techniques you have used?
yeah, actually, ma'am, this is a review paper, ma'am. Actually, I studied a few literature articles. Then I compared different methods, and after that, I had written the review paper, ma'am.
Okay.
It is related to the review paper, ma'am.
Okay. No problem. Continue.
Yeah, thank you, madam. And related to the future scope of the research for future researchers, the first method that can be studied in the future is hybrid physics AI models for Indian river basins. Need for integrated physics-informed deep learning frameworks. Combine spatial temporal deep learning models such as CNN LSTM, convolution LSTM, governing hydraulic and hydrological equations into that DL models. In deep learning models, we have to incorporate these hydraulic and hydrological equations to incorporate the physics-informed deep learning framework. Address limitations of black box models. Black box models, a lack of interpretability, poor trust under unseen conditions, unrealistic physics behavior. And then second method that can be studied in the future is for the future scope is transfer learning and adaptive modeling. Many Indian subbasins are data scarce. They are not having that proper and continuous data for river flow and river depth. Deep learning models require large data sets. Future research directions: cross basin transfer learning, pre-train on data-rich basins, fine-tune for data-poor basins. Adaptive real-time learning systems, continuous updating with new hydrological data from real-time sensors, and the robustness to climate variability and land use changes. Then the federated learning and artificial intelligence enabled IoT integration, decentralized model training across states, privacy preserving data sharing, reduced communication latency. Applications are in urban flood management. This federated learning integrated AIoT can be used for state level early warning systems.
As
Also can be used. Dense AIoT
Thank you
sensors
so much.
used.
Thank you
This
so
is
much,
yeah,
Venkateshwar.
these are the list of references. Thank you. And thank you for your valuable time and patience in listening to my session. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Venkateshwarlu, for your insightful and well articulated presentation. Now we are open to questions, if any.
Hi,
Any question
Hansika.
from
This is
session chair?
Salini. If there are no questions from the audience, I think we can start the questions from the chairs, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have done a detailed review, right? So how many
ma'am.
literature or how many works have you or related works have you reviewed for this particular paper?
Around 50 journal articles I referred, ma'am, to
Okay.
come to this review paper.
Is it part of your PhD research work?
No, ma'am. Actually, I completed my PhD thesis. I'm working as an assistant professor. It is
Okay.
related to my future research work, ma'am.
Okay. So among all the studies, what you reviewed, which approach seems to be most promising for the real world flood forecasting?
Yeah, the first one is, ma'am, physics informed neural networks, ma'am. In that, we have to use physics informed parameters such as land use changes, climate change, and other peak discharge values to incorporate that values as the input parameters for deep learning models, ma'am. That kind of physical and real time changes of climate variables can be incorporated into deep learning models. And another one is AI enabled IoT sensors to gain the real-time data, ma'am, real-time data of flood depth and flood discharge.
Okay. So based on your review, what are the common limitations in the current AI-based flood prediction models, what you have observed?
Yeah, in my
One or two you
observation,
can
ma'am.
mention.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. In my observation, actually, for AI-based analysis, we require a lot of data to train and test the particular parameter. For that, data is very much important. But in Indian river basins, especially Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Brahmaputra, we are having discontinuous data. We are not having the continuous data. If you don't have the continuous data, then the trend of the data, or else the pattern of the data, the trend cannot be observed properly, ma'am. If we do not train and test properly, we cannot project the values for the future period. That is the limitation that I observed. The data should be continuous and the trend should be understood by the AI model properly.
Thank you, Venkateshwarlu. Hansika, that's all from my side, the questions.
So now, if there are no further questions, I guess we'll move on to the next paper. Yes, ma'am?
Thank
Yes,
you,
sure,
ma'am.
Hansika.
Okay. So I would like to request Ms. Stuti Bhatt to please present their paper, paper ID 160.
Thank you very much.
160 or 106, Hansika? The paper ID is...
Ma'am, 160. 160.
Okay, ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Stuti Bhatt, and today I'm pleased to present our work on secure communication protocol for MM-Wave 6G network. As we move toward the next generation of wireless technology, security is becoming just as important as performance, right? So our research paper focuses on protecting high-frequency communication system from potential risk while ensuring that data is transmitted safely and efficiently. Why this work is necessary? Let me highlight the motivation of this paper. So this work is important because MM-Wave 6G provide a very high speed. It is not yet implemented, but it also create a very new security risk with more and more device connected. That's why we have used a simulation to generate such conditions for 6G. So the chances of cyber attack increase, as I was saying. Just using encryption is not enough to fully protect the data and ensure its integrity. So we need a strong communication protocol that can provide high security while still maintaining good performance. So we addresses four challenges: protecting data from both eavesdropping and tampering, maintaining low latency in high frequency channels, ensuring scalability with dense device deployment. For that, we have used simulation, and resisting active attacks like packet injection and jamming. So the research landscape includes work on network resilience, machine learning for resource allocation, and diversity techniques. So all valuable contributions till now. However, most existing solutions address specific aspects in isolation. For example, some focuses on physical layer security and other on cryptographic protocols, but few integrate both layer effectively. So this gap motivates our integrated approach, combining encryption and integrity verification in a way that respect the uniqueness and constraints of wave communication. So our literature review revealed that existing work focuses on either confidentiality or integrity, but rarely both. So many approaches increases latency under load or failure at high device density. Till now, no optimized protocol exists specifically for wave 6G environment. So let me summarize this research gap clearly. So first, existing solution addresses either confidentiality or integrity, as I have discussed, but not both efficiently in a single protocol, right? So second, many approaches increases latency significantly or fail under high device density, making them impractical for 6G scenarios. And third, there is no optimized protocol designed for wave 6G high frequency environment. So considering propagation characteristics like path loss, blockage, and beam forming requirements, so this is precisely the gap our work well fills. And now our simulation setup. So these are the parameters we covered, and it includes the frequency range, signal condition, channel effects, like device density. Like in that we have included the number of devices from 10 to 1000, and movement patterns like walking users and high-speed vehicles. So all these settings represent a real-world situation. So these results are practical and realistic. So we ran through thousands of iterations, statistical significance. So the scale from 10 to 1000 devices across multiple frequencies, it revealed the performance trends, not just isolation data points, but this ensured robust finding across diverse network configuration. So these are the 6 key findings. The first one is ECC and HMAC provides both confidentiality and integrity. Protocol remains stable at maximum density, and integrity verification improves attack detection, and then performance holds under all the attack type, and ECC 256 offer best security latency trade-off. And last one is hybrid design suits wave environment the best. Now coming to our implementation. So let me walk you through the first set of result. In figure 1, we compare delay. Basically the latency as the number of devices increases. So our ECC plus HMAC method has a little more delay than using AES alone, but it stays stable even when there are 1000 devices. So while some other methods show down a lot, in figure 2, we have shown that data speed throughput when more devices are connected, and our protocol keeps high speed and even when the many devices are active, which means it scales very well. Figure 3 shows how well the system protects data when attack increases. Even at the highest attack level, our system still protects more than 95% of the data, which is much better than simple security methods. Figure 4 shows error rate using signal inference or jamming. Our protocol keeps error under the control, and while unprotected system shows many more errors. We have compared in figure 5 that how often security is broken during different type of attacks like packet packet injection, tampering, eavesdropping, and jamming. So our protocol performed best in every case with the lowest breach rate. Finally, in figure 6, we have shown that how delay changes with different ECC key sizes. And ECC 256 gives the best balance between strong security and low delay, while ECC 384 gives only a little more security but much higher delay. In figure 7, it shows that data speed across different frequency bands. Our protocol works consistently from 30 to 100 gigahertz, which means it performs well across full wave range. In figure 8, we have shown that how packet delay are distributed. Most packets are delivered within acceptable delay limit, which is very important for ultra reliable low latency communication. Finally, in figure 9, it is a heat map showing device density and data integrity. So the darker area means better
Guys,
performance. Yes, ma'am.
Can you please wrap it up soon as we have time constraints?
Okay. So these are the result. The second last slide. ECC and HMAC outperform all the baseline we have concluded. Latency is increased slightly but remains stable. So throughput exceeded 90% under the load, and integrity success above 95% under the strongest attack. And BER stays controlled, breach rate lowest across all the attacks, and optimal security performance trade-off is achieved. This is the conclusion. We have concluded that single layer security is insufficient for wave 6G. Our ECC and HMAC protocol protects against all the attack type while maintaining stable latency and high throughput. Our result confirmed the stability, low breach rate, and reliability performances. And hybrid encryption integrity is the practical path forward. So thank you, and these are the references. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Stuti,
Thank
for
you.
such well-articulated presentation. Now, if there are any questions. Any questions from session chairs?
Hi, Stuti. Just want to know if I ask you only one specific security gap, which is wave 6G communication, which your work addresses. Which one will you name it?
Ma'am, actually, we have noticed that when devices are scaling up, right? Like 1,000 and 2,000, 30,000 are basic per square, by the geographical reason, right? So 5G, 4G all fails addressing the communication. There is a hard hand of trade we have seen, but the techniques we have introduced, it is 95% better than other technologies and other work done till now.
Yeah, but
So
my question is, which is at one particular specific security gap which your work will address?
latency, ma'am, latency delay, the communication. Yes, ma'am.
Again, what is the threat model you're like considering? Is it eavesdropping or jamming, spoofing? Which one in particular? Again,
Ma'am, in my previous slides, I have discussed that eavesdropping and trade-off.
okay, so both
are
you're
addressing.
both
Yes,
you're considering
Yes,
both the threat models.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And what are the simulation tools which you have used, or the testbed setup what you have used? You can just quickly tell me.
Yes, ma'am. These are the parameters we have covered.
What is the tool you have used for simulation parameters you described?
Ma'am, actually, this part actually is done by my co-author, Deepak Upadhyay, sir. So, yes, ma'am.
The testbed configuration setup, you're unaware of it.
Yes, ma'am. Right now, I'm so sorry, but I will update in mail if. Yes,
You should also
sure.
consider what are the different simulation tools for
Yes,
your
ma'am.
work which you have used. And better testbed setups also can be considered. That's what I felt.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And how can AI,
Yes.
or have you heard about intelligent beam management, which can enhance security in future systems?
Not
Do
right.
you have any idea of that?
No, ma'am. Sorry.
You can also explore those.
Okay, sure. Thank you for your suggestion. I will write it down, and in my next research, I will surely add them. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Now, moving on to the next paper, I would like to request Dr. Surbhi Sharma with paper ID 380 and paper title Prompts to Performance Exploring the Dynamics of LLM Driven Interactions to please take over the stage.
Yeah, and thank you, Hansika ma'am. May I present now, Dr. Shalini?
Sure, ma'am, sure.
Yeah, thank you. Is my screen is visible?
Yes,
And my
it is.
screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am, we can see
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, thank you. Very good afternoon to the panelists, and thank you, moderator, for inviting me. I am Dr. Surbhi Sharma from Manipal University, Jaipur. Present work, I am presenting the paper of my research scholar, Prisha Nasa, where she is working on the prompt to performance, exploring the dynamics of LLM-driven interactions. Basically, in present time, we have the lot of LLM models are working, and we are using the prompt engineering to give our prompt to generate our images. We have give prompt to recently it is very trending that you have to elaborate about your working culture, and the prompt will design your specific set of images. So this is all about that what prompt we are giving to model, and then model will interact according to the prompt, which can be optimized prompt, and how we can evaluate that prompt is efficient to generate our images or the outcomes we want particularly. So we our work is described the same. Basically, this is work is done under my guidance by my scholar, but she has some other another engagement, so she is not able to present. So I am presenting on her behalf. So basically, this is the introduction. As we know that the work is about the prompt structure, and it significantly represent the quality, relevance, and reliabilities of LLM output without the need of cost retraining. We have cost, or we can retain the model again and again, but it not optimize our outcomes. If our prompt is very structured and efficient, then our outcomes are very satisfactory as per our requirement. So basically, this work is representing the efficient and cost-effective optimizations of AI systems, and we have to use these approaches for real-world application, just in chatbot, content generations, education purpose, decision support, and it also contribute to the emerging field of prompt engineering, and it support the responsible AI and controllable AI uses and advanced research in human AI interactions and practical development of language models, which can be morphologically rich models. So basically, we are using these large language model. So our present work using the transformer-based deep learning model, and we have trained on large-scale text corpus. We have used the task of generation, summarizations, and translations coding. We have just these are the existing LLM, GPT, Llama, Gemini, Claude. These are existing LLMs. We are presently we are working with Distill GPT. Basically, prompt engineering, just what prompt we are given to, either we have to give in some prompt to the chat GPT and GPT generate some outcomes. So prompt is all about the instruction or context we have provided to LLM. These are multiple models are using zero shot, view shot, role-based prompting, chain of thoughts for reasoning, structure prompt for improve the quality. So the transformer architectures, as we are working with transformers right now, so we have given the input tokens and embed those tokens. We have applied the self-attention mechanism. Feed-forward neural networks are generating the output, and the outputs will discuss in the upcoming slides by using methodology. But what pipeline we are using for prompt to making performance? First part for transforming our input instructions, and second part we have applied the specific prompt to outcome or distillized outcome what we have required. So the user gives some prompt, and prompt are processed by the LLM interference, and then response are generated, and we have related the response generated by the model and expected by the human being. So these are some review. I am mentioning some very few reviews here. There's a lot of reviews we have using in our paper. but I'm mentioning very few. So these are some articles which can mentioning that methods they have applied. Some are applied the GPT model, some and using the Wikipedia and book corpus, and GPTs are revolutionize the NLP existing works, and models are working with unsupervised and supervised learning to generate the better outcomes. We are working with the existing approaches. Some models are working with the PyTorch library. Models can generate the outcomes, but the outcomes are is not accurate as, or we can say it not optimized as per the solutions provided by these models. So we have to make those outcomes are more optimized without retraining the model or including the extra cost on those particular tasks. So these are the basic data set constructions. And we have we have initialized our data set and recurring the data set around 8,000 iterations, and we have select the category. So we have starting with the QA generation. We have applied the specific format. We have append that particular set of formats with our data set, and we have repeat and this is the representation in the flow chart for that. And then we have applied the specific model. So after pre-processing the model, we have categorized the model in different way, apply the algorithm, then we have applied the inference model of LLM and generate the outcomes. But it is not a one-way task because it is move in loop, because one single prompt not generate the better outcome. So we have applied the feed-forward neural network and apply the backpropagation mechanism to generate the optimized outcome for the next phase. So these are the inference model we have applied to improve the outcomes. So basically we have LLM, we are using LLM here, and this is the architecture of transformer decoder block. So basically transformer decoder block, we have applied some specific set of sentences, positioning and coding. And the transformer decoder block is decode a specific sentence to by using the different linear layers. We have applied here activation function softmax to generate the probabilities. That means the prompt generated by the model's outcomes. We have decode that, and we have generated the next predicted token for the better outcomes. So these will be the response and it related by specific model. So this will be the result analysis here. The trained model demonstrate coherent and contextually relevant responses because we are using with the 8,000 loop here only. So we have using the approach of one-shot learning where top K 50. Basically the 50 tokens will generate the nucleus samplings, and 95% results are very responsive and accurate as per our data set right now. The training conducted using the batch-wise optimization, and we have training loss are very few in this case because 5% loss we have achieved, but the data set is only up around 8,000. We have to increase the data set in future to generate a 99 or 100% accuracies in our prompt outcomes. And so these are the matrices we are using here. BLUE score, which is around 30 to 35, and it can representing the translation quality, what we have to translate from our original into the prompt. Another is ROG-MAT model, which can representing the content overlap between the specific context we have providing in the text. Another is Meteor, which is also the translation parameter, which can be identify the semantic similarity. And another one,
please wrap it up soon.
Yeah, was just last slides. And another one is BERT score, which is around 85 to 90%. It can be represent the semantics relevance. So basically, the models learn domain-specific Q&A patterns effectively on a structured data set. But right now, the data set is only 8,000. We have to enhance the data set in futures to generate a more accurate outcome. Some challenges we are facing here, hallucinations and actual errors we have facing, bias and ethical issues, because we are dealing with the context, we are dealing with the data which is in text format. So some ethical constraints are also there. Prompt sensitivity is also the parameter, and security risk is also the concerning here. So we have concluded the work is prompt design directly impact the performance of or outcomes of that particular prompt engineering we are applied. Structure interaction improved the reliability. Prompt engineering is a emerging skill right now. Prompt engineering is used with every area of AI, and we have to apply the multimodal or responsible AI in future to improve our outcomes. These are some references. Thank you. Any questions? I am open for that.
Any questions from the audience, or can we start the
Thanks.
questions, Hansika?
Thank you so much, Surbhi, for such a great presentation. If there are any questions, the floor is open.
Thank you, Hansika.
Any question from session chair?
Yeah, hi, Surabhi ma'am. It was great of you to present the research work on behalf of your scholar.
Yeah.
And ma'am, I just want to know. So you
Yeah.
mentioned your topic is exploring the dynamics of LLM-driven interactions, right? How do you measure the interaction dynamics? I mean, between the user and the LLM.
Yeah,
What
ma'am.
are the
I have just as I have to some another person is sharing his screen or her screen. So
Okay.
just I want to mention that here I'm looking here I'm mentioning two things. Just a minute, I'll share.
So somewhere did you mention about the coherence, user engagement?
No. I have shared two things here. One is that I am sharing about the transformer architecture. One part is transformer architecture, where user can put their context about that. What is the prompt we are writing? That we are working with the text, and a transformer model can generate the specific outcome of the prompt engineering, which can be feed to the model. Where we have wanted expected outcome from our prompt engineering model. So we have two pipeline. One is transformer pipeline, and another one is our prompt engineering pipeline. Just I'll show that particular screen
It's
to
okay,
you.
ma'am. It's okay. No problem. No issues.
Okay, got it.
Just wanted to know. Yeah, and you also mentioned about the different limitations, right? Bias, hallucination, etc.
Yeah.
So, any future systems what you design, how are you planning to mitigate these?
Ma'am, because as LLMs are working very efficient way, so right now we have very limited, we have to include only the transformer models, but we have the advanced transformers techniques which can be integrated more efficiently with all the languages. So firstly, we have to extract the context from those transformer architectures and inbuilt models, and where we have to apply all the corresponding techniques because neural networks are very limited for that. I'm not saying that I am going with any neural networks. So advanced transformer parameters we are using for the contextual extracting, that will be feed to the prompt engineering pipeline, and we have go with the multiple different type of models. As we have to apply those models for increasing, because GPT models are very limited, but we have to use some role-based prompting or another techniques. Llamas are there, just Gemini models are there. So we have used those API to improve our performance in future.
Are you planning any real-world deployment of your interaction?
Yeah, ma'am. Firstly, we have to apply this model for because right now I said that data set is very limited. But when we have to looking and we have create our own algorithm to improve the optimizations. So if we will get that particular optimization, so firstly we have to patent our algorithm, then we will have to deploy it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, ma'am.
That's all from my side, Hansika.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, moving on to the next paper, I would like to request Ms. Arpita Agarwal to please present their paper with ID 354.
Yeah, hi, very good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Arpita Agarwal. Today, I'm going to shed a light over the research title, Presenting Financial Distress in the Era of 5G, an integrated framework using traditional bankruptcy models and the machine learnings for Indian telecom companies. So basically, this study explores that how the financial distress can be predicted in more accurately in the Indian telecom sector. So in this, you can see I'll be just covering this will be the flow of the research that we'll be talking about the problem statement methodology, data, and the results. So coming to the introduction, that in the era of globalization, this predicting the company's financial distress is financial health is a very crucial topic. So uncertainty in the business environment, they has just reduced the long-term survival assurance for the firms. And we see that many companies, they just collapse due to the financial distress because early warning signals go very unnoticed, and we just end up in investing the hard-earned money into the financials of the wrong companies. So we can, the financial distress risk, it just exists at every stage of the company's life cycle. So prior studies, they just highlights the importance of using the prediction models for decision making. But several empirical studies in this developed countries, they have validated different models and each varying accuracy. So financial ratios here plays a very major role in determining the accuracy of these prediction models. And this study, they just emphasizes that selecting the right ratios improves the reliability of the predictions of the sound companies or the bankrupt companies. So this is a research gap. So telecom is a highly critical sector for this digital development in India, and financial distress among the telecom companies, they affects the national connectivity, the competition, the digital progress. So existing studies, they have used the individual models, but there is a gap in using the combined models along with this machine learning technique. So a study is attempt to integrate the reviewed models and they evaluate their accuracy along with the decision tree variable analysis. And this is a problem which we have come through with the literature review, that recent financial statistics, they shows that growing distress in the Indian corporates, especially in the telecom sector. So this distress damages the investors' confidence and they impact the long-term stability. So therefore, identifying these early indicators of distress is extremely very crucial for all the stakeholders. And the objective behind the study is that to determine that which model which is being used, that is the Altman or the Springate model, best predicts the bankruptcy in the telecom companies. And we also aims to enhance the insights using the decision tree based variables, important analysis which we have done. Then this is the methodology. So we use a comparative methodology involving the traditional financial models and the machine learning. So the process includes the data collection, ratio calculations, and we have done the model applications, and the decision tree analysis was done and the interpretation is been done. So the methodology, it just helps to validate the model accuracy and they identify the key variables which is leading to the distress. So basically, these two models is being showcased in this Altman Z-score and the Springate bankruptcy model. So this is the formula for the Altman and the Springate which is being used, and the variables which are used in this specific models. That data was collected for 4 major Indian telecom companies over the 6 years, and we applied the Altman Z-score and the Springate model separately. And next we feed the results into the decision tree models to identify the key predictors. So this is the zone of discrimination for the Altman Z-score model. If the value comes, if the Z value comes greater than 2.6, then we are putting the company into the safe zone. If the value lies in between this, then company is in a gray zone. And if the Z-score value lies less than 1.1, then the company is in distress. And this is how we go with the Springate model. So coming to the data and experimentation, so both the models were applied to the 6-year data set for the telecom companies ranging from 2019 to 2024, and the scores were calculated by multiplying each ratios with its coefficients and summing up the results, and this allowed us to compare the distress predictions for each of the firms. So this is how we have just come up to the results. And you can see
Ma'am,
that
please wrap it up soon.
in the results that it shows that Reliance Jio is in a, here you can see that Reliance Jio is in a gray zone with the average score of 1.76, but the Airtel, Vodafone and MTNL falls on a distress zone with a score below 1.1. So this indicates that high financial risk for most telecom companies is there. And then we applied with a decision tree analysis. So using this decision tree, we have identified that working capital to the total asset as a most important variable, that the first split occurred at X1, which is less than equal to 0.05, separating the low liquidity companies. And the subsequent splits further categorized companies based on the liquidity and the profitability. So these just nodes provide precise predicted set score for each of the companies. And the same we have applied for the same process is being done for the Springate model. And this is the decision tree analysis for the Springate. And coming to the findings, so the result indicates that India's telecom sector is largely financially distressed. Reliance Jio is comparatively stable, while Airtel, Vodafone, Idea, MTNL, they just shows the high bankruptcy risk. So liquidity emerged at the top of predictor and followed by the profitability and retained earnings. So this highlights the sector's structural weakness due to the high leverage, low liquidity, and they have a weak operational margins. And coming to the conclusion that both the models, the Altman and the Springate model, they are effective, but comparatively, the Altman offers a better early warning signals due to its gray zone. And decision tree here enhances the model interpretability by just identifying the exact financial thresholds, right? So the overall, the telecom sector fragile telecom sectors is a fragile condition that demands the proactive financial restructuring, and they just improve the operational efficiency. And talking about the future research, so that can include the more longer period of a time data set and advanced machine learning models. And these are the references which we have gone through for the research. Yeah, so that's all from my side. Thank you. I'm up for the questions.
Thank you so much, Arpita, for such a great presentation. Now the floor is open for questions. Any questions from session chair?
Hi, Arpita. What is the future scope of your study and how are you planning to design it?
I'm already working on this. So the future score is like I have taken just the data set of 5 years, and I have taken just the two models, that is the Altman and the Springate model. N number of models are there which can predict the financial soundness of the companies, and the comparative analysis can be done considering the larger data set, which will give more accurate analysis and the results for the future studies. And
Are
even
you
machine
also
learning
going to
techniques
propose your own model for your
Yes.
research?
Yes, I'm on our way to it. Let's hope for the best that we are going to come up with a new model, definitely.
Okay, thank you and all the best.
Thank you.
Now moving forward, I would like to call paper ID 579 with paper title AI-based resource optimization for smart and sustainable facilities, Ms. Nitya Man, to please take over the virtual stage. Ma'am, are you in the meet?
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I'm trying to share my presentation.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nitya Man. and today I will be presenting my research on AI-based resource optimization for smart and sustainable facilities. This work explores how AI can transform modern infrastructure by predicting, adopting, and optimizing resources such as energy, water, space, and maintenance in real life. So, modern facilities, for example, various campuses, hospitals, industries, and even a few buildings as well, residential, are adopting intelligent systems powered by IoT sensors and BMS systems. Traditional management approaches cannot handle dynamic sustainable requirements.
Hi,
AI
Nitya.
led,
Can we directly go to your problem statement?
yes, ma'am, sure.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, as per my research, there are various techniques which followed by majority of the smart city programs, which is run all over the India, and in which machine learning, deep learning, and hybrid models are dominated in the study. Fuzzy logic, reinforcement, and generative algorithms are not that much explored just because of the complexity. Am I audible?
Yes,
you are
ma'am.
audible. Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So, ma'am, there are few implementation barriers of this as well. First one is data quality issue. So, data quality issue, sometimes it happens that timestamps gets missed, and inconsistent naming, inadequate labeled faults, data diminish model accuracy, and recommendations. This reduces the accuracy of AI models and weakens the recommendations. High implementation cost, it deploy as the program or as the buildings deploy sensors, computing infrastructures, BMS integrations, and various other infrastructures. So it is very highly cost. Privacy concerns, there are obviously privacy concerns as well. Occupancy data and camera logs raises privacy concerns here. Without strong safeguard users, it may resist AI-based monitoring systems. Interoperability problems, pro- proprietary protocols, and inconsistent APIs make it difficult to integrate systems across campuses, increasing costs and slowing optimizations. Sustainability outcome. So uh, the study reveals that AI's transformative impact on sustainability. Hybrid models works efficient in that. 47, if we use hybrid models of AI, it is 47.5% saves it energy, and 39.6% it reduces the carbon usage in that. So overall, it is efficient for the new India or the major projects which are working upon it. AI's potential in smart facilities is clear, but barriers in data, cost, privacy, interoperability, and scalability determines whether its potential translates into measurable and sustainability gains. So, in conclusion, AI is powerful enabler of smart sustainable facilities by optimizing energy, water, space, and maintenance. It also delivers measurable sustainability outcomes. Yes, yet overcoming barriers in data, costs, privacy, and scalability is essential for real world adoption. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Nitya, for the presentation. Now the floor is open for questions. Any question from session chair?
Hi, Nitya. So what is the key innovation of your AI approach? Quickly, in a very short sentence, you can answer me.
Yes, ma'am. The research which has been upon this paper only includes energy systems, but in my research, it also includes water, space.
Okay. And how practical is your solution for real world deployment, especially when I consider very large facilities or smart campuses? How practical is it?
Ma'am, it is practical as it uses a hybrid models of AI. And
Okay,
in
yes.
as there are projects which are also including this solutions for future growth as well.
Okay. That's all from my side, Hansika.
All right. Thank you so much, Nitya. Now moving
you,
on moving on to the next presenter, I would like to request Miss Rashmi Bartwal with paper ID 559 with paper title An Efficient Unsupervised Framework for Fall Detection in Elderly Healthcare Using Wearable Sensors. Ma'am, please take over the stage.
Good evening, session chair, and thank you, Hansika, for inviting me to this stage to present my paper. I'll just, I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll just share my screen.
Ma'am, we can directly go to the framework. We'll start from the framework onwards.
Yes, ma'am, we'll do that. Entire screen, it's not taking. Okay, 1 second. I'm trying to, yeah, entire screen, it's. Okay, ma'am, I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
So, my topic for the research is an efficient unsupervised framework for fall detection in elderly healthcare using, I'm using the wearable sensors here. So basically, I'll just quickly brief what it is all about, and then we can straight away go to the methodology. So these are the contents I'll be covering, and I'll just quickly brief you about the fall detection that I'm working on. So basically, the work is that we are talking about the smart homes, wherein we have the elderly, and basically it is IoT health monitoring. So what my specific research is based on fall detection only, like wherever, like for example, any elderly person has some health issues, and the major threat is that they are going to fall all of a sudden. So as of now, where it is a very important topic that has to be covered, because once they fall, there is no returning back. Although the other healthcare monitoring can be done continuously, remotely also, but when it comes to fall detection, then there is not much that we can do. So what we are aiming at is that we need to reduce the number of falls. So although much work has been already done, And this is one part that I'm just, I've started with that and covered so much of review. So one thing today I'll be covering the autoencoders. So this is one way of, we can just predict the faults. So basically we are right now at the prediction level. Later on in the future, we can always, cover all algorithms and then try to minimize the accuracy, to improve the accuracy. I'm
Ma'am,
sorry.
let's go to the methodology based on
Yeah.
autoencoders.
Okay, so these are the types: variable, non-variable, and here we are variable can be also integrated with machine learning and deep learning. So we will be talking about, as of now, we'll be talking about only the variable FDS. So one issue with the the variable sensors, we are using gyroscope and triaxial accelerometer. So the one issue is that whenever we are training with the help of machine learning and deep learning, the supervised data, the label data is very complex. So, working on that becomes very, very tedious. So one solution for that is a simply use of a lightweight encoder, auto encoder. So this is the research gap here. The critical analysis here is that we want to basically improve the accuracy of detection without sufficiently accounting computationally efficiency and energy usage and real-time deployment. So that is the main aim. So for that, we are trying to, this is the proposed work that I am currently, involved in. So general process will involve data collection, pre-processing, then you can train the model on certain data. And basically it is working on the anomaly detection. And finally, we can just see the graph and evaluate the performance. So here we am talking about the data set. So this is the HAR data set, can be downloaded from the ML repository. So this I have taken some samples, 10299 samples, which were represented by the 561 engineered features. And so here we are just training the data. So this is basically now it starts the main actual work, that is the proposed lightweight autoencoder that I've incorporated. So here what I have done, this is the general architecture for the lightweight autoencoder. So basically what it is doing is, basically we are focusing on the, we are just focusing on the unsupervised learning. So what the autoencoder is doing here is it's taking the input, compressing and giving you some output, and based on that output it is going to do the compression. So basically the unsupervised fault detection using these autoencoders basically involves nothing but the training of the neural network. Exclusively we are talking about the human activity data. So when we are just comparing the normal functioning, like you're sitting or you're walking, the normal data, and the anomaly will be, a sudden change in, let's say if the person is falling. So then you can compare the both, and then you can just find the reconstruction error. That is the difference between the input and output, and we have set a certain threshold. So that threshold, whenever it is exceeded, the activity can be classified as a fall anomaly. So that is the major work that we have been doing. So this is known as the anomaly detection mechanism. So here you can see here we
Can
have
you go to your findings? You can go to your findings.
Yes, these are the findings. So these are the training, performance, and model convergence. So epochs are basically, since we are doing it in batches, the samples are covered in batches. So different epochs and the loss that we have covered. So training performance I'm able to show here. Then you can see here the reconstruction error distribution analysis. So on the frequency level, I've tried to show how it is going to give you the reconstruction error. Then finally, these are the results that I have achieved using this autoencoder technique. So the accuracy, as we can see, the value is good. Again, precision, F1 score, and ROCAC. So basically, the mainly we have just, what the difference, even machine learning and deep learning methods also give very good results, but then they're very complex data and labeled data. So that is the major issue. So it is giving you a good, result. So basically this is, we are going to conclude that it is
using a shallow design technique with fully connected layers, and basically it is decreasing the complexity in the architecture. So this is the major finding, and it is basically converging very quickly with a small number of epochs, and will not require a long period to attain stable reconstruction performance. So that is the major benefit of using this technology. The last loss of training and validation, these are the values that have been given, and they are giving some successful learning with very little error of generalization. So this is what we call as the unsupervised learning, and it is also increasing the effectiveness of training. Since manual annotation of the fall events is a quite expensive, as I told, and very complex and time-consuming task. So that way, it is easier to use and gives a good amount of accuracy and results. So in the future scope, we can say is that, of course, we can, just add more data and see whether it works the same way. Although we've taken enough number of samples, but yes, again, we can also in the future, we can, use different algorithms, combine them, and then see what results we can get as it. And then what I can do is just compare with this technique and see which is better. So definitely it will be less complex, but yes, accuracy and the scores you can get higher in the ML and this thing. But yes, definitely if we want very simple and less complex, less time consuming methods, so that this autoencoder architecture will get. So these are the references that I have taken. So
Thank you so much, Rashmi, for such a great and detailed presentation. Now the floor is open for questions. Any question from the session chair?
Hi, Rashmi.
Hello, ma'am.
My suggestion is that you have to improve on your novelty aspect, because this autoencoder model and the anomaly detection approaches, many are existing. So it's all well established. I'm not able to find out specific novelty when you presented also. Just one question. Will your model run on low power wearable devices in real time without compromising the accuracy?
yes, ma'am.
Do you have any work done on that? Have you done that?
I'm sorry, ma'am. Can you repeat the question?
No, say when you use a low power wearable device, when the elderly person is wearing one, will it give the results without compromising the accuracy? Have you done any research on that? Have you done any work on that?
No, ma'am. Actually, nothing like exact what you're talking about. The low power or anything. Basically, what I am working
just
on
find
is,
out. You can do a research, because as I told you, it's a well-established research area. It is an autoencoder. It's an anomaly detection approaches for fault detection in elderly. So you should try your own methods to add novelty to this. So this is one suggestion which I can give.
Okay, in this
power wearable devices.
Okay, sure, ma'am. I'll try and incorporate that.
And that's all from my side.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rashmi. Okay. So with that, we conclude today's paper presentation session at UNI-TEAS. We sincerely thank you, all of our presenters, for their valuable contributions and our audience for their active participation. A special thanks to our session chair for guiding the discussions with such clarity and depth and asking such insightful questions, especially Salini Suresh ma'am. And I would now request all the participants present to kindly switch on their cameras as we will take a virtual photograph to capture this memorable session. Please turn on your cameras. Okay, I'll give a count of 3 and we'll take a screenshot. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. One with the thumbs up, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. That's all for the session. Thank you all. We look forward to seeing you in the next session. Have a great day ahead.